This is Mark Ludwig from the Allegan Conservation District in Allegan, Michigan. And I just wanted to run through how we put our cover crop demonstration plot together, try to get some of our other conservation districts inspired to do it. We solicited regional vendors to get our different seeds, and we were able to get about 80% of the seed we needed. I bought a few things at the store, I'll get into that later. We put this information box out on site. It's weatherproof. I've got a little sign-up sheet in there. You can see I haven't had a whole lot of luck getting anybody to sign up, but in addition to that, we've got just vendor catalogs, some cover crop best practices guides, and then the sheet from our field day that actually lists all the different varieties that we planted. This year we planted 44 different blends and varieties, and I think that was a big draw for us. We had a lot of things to look at. We've got these interpretive signs that we put up out here, and we did clip a sample of the seed from each variety and blend. See, this one's getting some water in it, but most of them are looking pretty good even after being out here for several months. We planted with a small no-till press wheel drill, and this year we had some heifer manure applied ahead of time. That was nice because things really just leapt out of the ground and grew like crazy this year. They really look good. In addition to just cover crops, we did break out part of this as what we called our double crop demonstration, where we put things like buckwheat, amaranth, sunflowers that are potential double crops after wheat. I like to plant into a wheat field after the wheat is all done. That way we can get the demonstration up in time for our farmers to potentially put things in for the fall. We had one field day, probably could have had another one more late in the season when the cover crops were looking a little better. Maybe we'll do a little informal stuff, but we also opened it up for self-guided tours. You can see up on this power pole, we've got a little sign that indicates this is a cover crop demo plot. We encourage people to come out here and have a look at it. And I come out about every 3 weeks to a month and shoot a fresh YouTube video and just kind of look around at what we've got. We've had pretty decent traffic from those YouTube videos. I also encourage you to maybe think about things that are kind of colorful and eye-catching. That was a big reason I went ahead and put this amaranth in. There's a whole bed of this on the other end of the plot. I won't walk over to it, but boy, you can really see that from the road. You can really see the sunflowers, the buckwheat, even the oilseed radish flowered pretty nicely. We've had mustard flowering out here in some of these things. So the more eye-catching it is, the more chance I think people are just going to kind of come by and have a look at it. So that's how we did it. I'm not sure it was the absolute best way to do it, but it's working pretty well for us. Feel free to get in touch if you got any questions about what we did. Be happy to answer questions. Mark Ludwig, Allegan Conservation District.